This video follows the journey we made in learning about the Holocaust and the Nazis' genocide against Europe's gypsies.
În durata timpului, armata engleză s-a bătut ca să oprească nazismul și să elibereze toți prizonierii din Bergen-Belsen, concentrațiunea de camp.
Asicliam que armata inglezo protegizea mari libertate hai mari religia. Astiste creso cames mai aleso regules statoskeri.
This project started with 2 soldiers from the army who came to talk to us in school and Ruth, a Holocaust survivor from the war.
We've come to the International School today for a visit to give a presentation on leadership and the values and standards of the British Army. And the values and standards, whilst at the heart of the British Army, are very important to us and also highly applicable to the school environment.
You need to be disciplined to make sure you always do the right thing and to work hard and to not sort of get lazy basically and sort of let tasks go. And that's important as a leader, because if you can't do that yourself, then you can't expect anyone else to do it either.
And then we moved on to some practical tasks and activities where they had to work together to solve certain problems. I think as they were doing the tasks, natural leaders sort of emerged, which is kind of what we wanted to see.
Obviously I didn't have anything like this when I was at school, and I think probably is a nice change for the students to have someone different come and speak to them. Obviously our experiences are in Iraq and Afghanistan, which might seem extreme for a school environment, but hopefully it's relevant in their own ways, and hopefully the students have got some benefit from us being here today.
This woman called Ruth, she was part of the Holocaust and she was telling her life story. I really admired her story because it's like these things actually happened, and I think it's really important for us people to know this.
I mean, she was lucky because not many people could survive that, and I mean, it's a great thing to know that she survived and like tell us like the truth.
I'm Ruth Barnett. I was born in Berlin. When the Nazis came to power in 1933, it became dangerous for Jews, so my parents put my 7-year-old brother and myself at age 4 on the kinder transport to England. And for 10 years we didn't see our parents. We were raised in the countryside in 3 foster families. I go into schools and take part in Holocaust education, which I always link with what we haven't learnt from the Holocaust. One is to treat all people as equal human beings, and the other is to protest and do something early enough to stop violence getting out of control and leading to war and genocide. I love coming to talk with young people like yourselves because I think it's tremendously important that you learn about the past, because you can't possibly know where you are now unless you know where you've come from and what's happened in the past. And you're not going to be able to make the best decisions for the future unless you learn about the past. I know what it was like to be a refugee in a strange country. Very frightening, not knowing, not understanding what was going on, because it felt like the whole world had disappeared, and being suddenly in a world that made no sense whatsoever. By the time you decide you have to go to war, and of course we had to go to war against Hitler, but you've already failed. You've failed to notice what was happening and stop it before it gets out of control.
It was like an honor, because she is just someone who was so interesting, and I wanted to know more about her. I even started reading her book she published in the library.
This morning we learned about some people who survived and some people who didn't.
I learnt about a boy called Mash Flinker, and he died in the Holocaust in Auschwitz death camp with his parents.
I learned about Philip. He survived, but he was in the jail, and then he escaped. He got a boat and he traveled to Britain.
In the museum, there was this like Holocaust project, and it was talking about how like showing us history of like the people who died, and some of the some good stories as well.
I wanted to cry because the things I was seeing was just dreadful. I've heard many stories about the Holocaust, of how they lies about how it was corrupted and how Hitler did things, but most of them was lies, so I just knew the truth today about what really happened and what started things and that. The best part of the day was when we were walking around and we saw the guards performing this thing and walking around and marching. It was really amazing.
They were just showing us the place where they feed the horses, and it was amazing. And then we went to see the stables where all the horses are fed. I think like the uniform's way better than our school uniform because like they're shiny, and I just like the color red as well. So yeah, they were amazing.
Mamma Mia. Yeah. I remember that. I enjoy myself very much.
Today I woke up at 3 o'clock, and there is where the journey started. We went off to the airport and straight to Germany.
That's the first time I've been on the plane, because I used to come with a boat and with a train, but I never came with an aeroplane.
We went to the theme park and it was really good, and I went on like 12 rides.
I like the black one. That was, it was going up right up. You're stopping, then you're going fast. I was going that one 7 times. I was scared as well, but I didn't care about it. I wanted just to get fun and to be relaxed.
Everyone had a good day, to be honest. Like, everyone enjoyed themselves. We had fun, we had sweets, and went hyper, and yeah.
So I think tomorrow's gonna be like a little bit sad, like thinking about what happened like in the past. You just look those pictures that what happened to those people, like they were on that place, and just we're going now. So we're just thinking that guy was here and just suffering, and just let us think that it was so hard to survive it. And there was like punishing in shocking ways.
We are here in Bergen-Belsen, and I've seen that many people have been treated very badly, and I've seen that Romanians was there and they were treated very poorly.
About 70 years ago, there was a Romanian as well, gypsy. They was treated like dogs. They've been put to work and to do much things. We're starting with watching about the camp here, like a map of all the concentration camp. We were passing by there and we see the washing, the rooms. They were sleeping, and we see a big wall. They was writing names and much names about to remember like Anna Frank.
She was really important person to me because she suffered through a lot because she was a Jew. And I've watched movies about her which were like 3 hours long, so I know the history, the stuff that happened, and the evil commandments that Hitler has proposed at that time.
At school we learn about Holocaust, but it's not like in real life, like us see on here. Today on here I feel sad and emotional about what happened with the people, with gypsies.
It was really hard for those people. They've suffered through a lot. They've gone through death. Lots of families have lost relatives.
I saw the film, that video. I was seeing the people like being put in the big hole, and that makes me feel angry and sad because they was dying and all those things.
I'm Lieutenant Pretty John from 1st Battalion, the Mercian Regiment, based in Bulford, and me and Sergeant Mason today have visited with the students from the International School to Becklingen War Cemetery near Fallingbostel, and I think it's very important that the younger generation come to places like this that don't receive many visitors, just to understand the sacrifices made by many soldiers who aren't buried in the UK, of all creeds, to come and understand the sacrifices, especially having been to visit Bergen-Belsen and now understanding more what was at stake in the Second World War and what we all had to lose.
very, very impressed with this school that has such a wonderful mixture of different cultures. And I like the icon on their blazers, which is different coloured ribbons intertwined. I think that says it beautifully. And I'm delighted to find that even the Roma children, the Gypsy children, are not shy of their identity. They can be proud of it and stand up for it and simply be who they are. And that is not the case in every school. So I think this school has a lot going for it.
My favourite bit is just like being on a trip with everyone, like people that, like, I don't really talk to people which are younger than me, like the year 7s, the year 8s, but I've actually got closer to them, and like it's interesting to like find out about their lives and like because we're all from different places as well. We're not all the like same race, so it's interesting to find out about like their lives and their story as well, and their family.
I think it's very good to learn about the Holocaust because it makes us think about the past, and it makes sure it never happens again.
I think it's important because we need to know about them. We need to have some fun as well, but we need to know about those things. Those are the important things.
It's important to learn because this is like a new era that we're living in. It's like a start of new generations, that we're not being racist to other people, and it's important because we should learn not to be racist to other people, and because everybody's equal and everybody's unique in their own way.
There's no point just living in the moment when we don't know about what happened, how we're here, and like what happened around the world a few years ago or hundreds of years ago. That's what's important.
So that we know lots of people what they've sacrificed for us today. Like for example, if it wasn't for those people who died during the war, like we wouldn't know how important life is right now, and how we should respect one another, and how discrimination, racism is not a good thing in life, because look what it could lead to.